Introducing the Power Angle Pro, especially angled golf club designed to give you the correct feeling and motions in the downswing. So from the top of the backswing here, we can see how if I just rest the Power Angle Pro on my right shoulder here, I can make a good movement where my elbow comes into my side, but really my hands haven't made any movement at all. They've just held that grip part of it here, because if we look at the angle of the golf club, we can see that's a great position to be in prior to impact because all the energy has been kept back. And then if I go and add my left hand onto that position there, you can just see how good a position that is again, yeah? There's my left hand on there. So those angles are perfect there, yeah? We've also got a slight movement in the left hip here. As I go back, as I come down, you can see the left hip moving. The left hip is actually bumping up a little bit, yeah? As that right shoulder works downwards, but it's important to remember that it's not the hands that make the first movement, it's the right shoulder that brings the elbow into the side. So if we go a little bit further on here, if I clear that off, if we go up to the top here, there's my follow through position as I go through, and I continue that movement through to there and then onto that position there. That's a perfect motion on the way through. But if I go to the top of my backswing and I make a slightly different movement, this is very common, this is where the hands make the first movement. The hands are going to throw the club out in this direction here. As you can quite clearly see, there's the club being thrown off the shoulder. That's the most common fault that I deal with in the downswing, and by the time you get back to impact, or in fact by the time you get to this position here, all that energy is gone, it's been thrown, because that's the angle of the club there. There's nothing left. As opposed to making a shoulder movement, the angle of the club would stay there, leaving much more to work through the ball with. Clearing that off here, as we come back to impact here, there's the throw off motion there, and the club comes across in that position there. But if we go to the top of the backswing, here's the correct motion, look, into there. And as I work that downwards into my side, as the right shoulder works downwards, the left hip is also making a movement where it's actually working upwards a little bit, and the angle of my spine is also angled back very slightly there, yeah? So as I come again into that position there, up to the top, into my side, the left hip is working upwards, yeah? It's working upwards as my right arm comes into my side, but it's being moved there by my right shoulder.